We are back. We're back again. Playing this crazy little thing called D&D. Nice baby. Had a little bit of a break, but we're keen to crank back into it. And should we kick off with a recap? If you would be so kind.
I have Faye's artistic silence. So the first one is a sketch of a heart with chunks torn out of it, and little stick figures of Katan and Kane around it, where she ate Kane's heart and went feral and attacked Katan, which went well, and eventually came back to her senses and was a mess for the rest of the time, really. Next one is a stick town with a horned man and a whip lady being yelled at by a stick figure with a truncheon, which is Skiff and Yan being brought to the guard captain about after causing trouble in the town, and ending up with a con job / climbing competition deal out of it somehow. And then there's the big thing of the festival, so there's Katan with a mallet hitting a bell, Candy Floss with Faye, with Quintus looking grumpy. There's Yen on a board with knives embedded around her, where her friend attacked her for fun. And a big guy with muscles being pummeled by Katan and Faye, which is one of her favourites, as she annihilated the wrestling champion, or they annihilated her. And finally, and I'm not sure if he's actually come back yet, but there is Skiff. There will be Skiff at some point. Painstakingly drawn Jester's outfit that he is wearing, because Faye will be fascinated by that shit as he gets ready for his competition tomorrow.
I think I was pretty much had just got back.
I think you guys had just turned up.
Yeah.
And we were like, what the fuck are you doing? And that brings us to now, I think.
Yeah. Fantastic. There was a bit of tomfoolery about. Just coming down off of the high of a combat that intense, and then walking into a festival also of a similar intensity but different. So let's start things back.
Could I suggest that we maybe do an introduction, John, because it's been so long. It's been like a month since we've seen each other.
Yes, that's true. That's very true.
I don't know what's going on.
Strangers at the table.
Yeah, it's like I've been isolated from y'all.
So we'll do a quick whip around, starting over here.
I'm Michael, and I am playing Quintus tonight. Half-elf sorcerer.
Yeah.
And clockwise, we'll go to yourself.
Skiff. Hi, I'm Shane. I play Skifflebaum, the risen tiefling rogue with a penchant for climbing things, even though he has cloven hooves. Somehow. It works.
Yeah.
There's a thing.
It's provocative.
Yeah. And that's kind of what you need to know about tonight's episode.
We're just like those goats that are able to scale things that are like pretty much vertical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
I'm Mike, and I'm playing Faye, who is the feral elf barbarian of everyone's favourite. Yeah.
Who knew those words went together?
Yeah, of course they do. It's a classic trope, yeah.
I'm Maddie. I play Lethe, our resident druid caster healer, who's presently mostly passed out in Bath.
I'm Nadia. I play Vienna Boyan, who is a hot, mysterious chaotic warlock good time girl.
I thought you were going to say hot mess.
And hot mess.
Yeah.
Very much a hot mess.
The kind of woman you bring home to your mother. And we also have Connor, usually, but he is unfortunately unwell and is not able to join us today, who plays Keitan, the heart and soul goody two-shoes of the group. So,
Perfectly normal human child.
yeah, perfectly normal. Perfectly normal.
He's 12 and I'll kick your ass.
Yeah. And so, yeah, we're in festival mode. And as it stands, I believe Quintus, Keitan, and Faye are still mingling about, enjoying the festivities and the candy floss. And then we have everyone else in Vienna's office space in Balaki, her studio apartment.
Doctor's surgery.
And having had some assistance from Ricardo to add some pizzazz to this climb, Skiff now adorned in his fancy jester's outfit, and you're making your way towards the church.
Can we say that Yen changed her clothes?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so now she's wearing like sort of like a lacy, low cut, sort of like halter, like kind of like bodysuit, and then like quite a big like black tulle, like tutu, and then she's got like stockings that like, I don't know, they kind of like look like they like clip into like your, do you know what I'm talking about? Clip into your undergarments? I don't know what they are. Those,
Like Garda,
yeah,
Garda,
like, yeah, yes, that, very that.
Yeah.
And then she's got like little heeled, like almost like, not schoolgirl shoes, but do you know what I mean? Like those
Mary
little like,
Janes?
yes.
There we go.
She's very nice, and she's got on like a feathery mask because
Cool.
she's trying to be like all fun and mysterious.
Nice,
And like
nice.
sheer gloves.
Yeah, sick. Okay, gone to the nines.
Yeah.
And so this is quite a spectacle, and I mean Lethe's just there.
Lethe's on the couch. Oh
yeah.
no, she's gotten into the bath.
Mm.
And she's just got her bottle of booze and she's just like, "Babe, it's warm here."
Yeah. And Ricardo.
I feel like kind of as I approach, like if there's any area that's like kind of dry and dirty, where I'm not going to get dirty, but to try and do that classic like trip and roll,
like a tumble Yep.
thing, just to kind of like sell the whole tower thing.
To
And
get into character.
Well, yeah. Also, maybe it might raise some people to actually go, oh no, actually, maybe he might be able to do it. Maybe I might put some bets on, just so it's not all like one way. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
Like I don't want it to seem like it feels like it's totally rigged or anything.
Roll us an acrobatics check, if you'd be so kind. It's low DC, obviously. You're doing a tumble. So.
Well, that would give me a total of 28, sir.
28.
Oh,
Very
natural
nice.
20.
And so as you go to do this tumble, not only is it executed flawlessly, but you almost do like you fall the same way someone about to do the worm is about to fall. Like it's very, your body is just completely, it's like a wave and everything just flows together seamlessly, but you still make it look ludicrous. It's like it's like you're a savant of being an idiot. Like, yeah, it's so sellable, and there's just beauty in everything that's there. And you actually see Ricardo have a bit of a surprised look on his face and say, "Oh yeah, and you tell me you had such talented individuals. If I could play an idiot that convincingly, I'd be a rich man." Well,
Sticklebon's one of a kind.
Well, the night's not getting any younger. Should we make our way to the church then?
Let's do it.
Okay. So as you make your way out of the house, and you're heading in the direction of the church, not difficult because it's quite tall. It's a 240 foot tall from the peak. Obviously, it's one main sort of what used to probably be a bell tower. That is the tallest structure, and you make your way there. As you do, about 5 minutes in, you get approached by like a small child that looks a bit rough, dirtied face, patched jacket, straight out of Oliver Twist or something like that, and it's, goes right up to you and sort of starts rattling a tin that's got you can hear must be a few coppers or something like that rattling there. He's like, "Please, sir, can I have some more?" Big puppy eyes.
I'm just like, sorry, kiddo, my pouch isn't on me.
And he
'Cause
immediately.
I'm like in the jester's outfit. Like, the only thing I'd have would be like just to sell the whole thing, like a belt with. Some, like,
You've got two butterflies
chalk
in your
dust on
pockets,
it.
and when you do that, they go.
I was thinking like chalk dust.
Yeah.
That would be like the only thing that I'd possibly have on me to like just sell it. Otherwise, everything else would be stashed.
And as you say this, immediately stomps on your foot, and as you sort of bend over to be like, "What the?" let out an exclamation of pain. The child whispers in your ear, sort of when you get down low, and says, "It's all set up. He's going to meet you there later. Just go along with it. He's sorting it all. He said you'd know who he is." And then, just as he's finished the sentence, you go, "All right, cheap prick," and he like runs away.
Get out of here.
Bad
Ian goes to
timing,
kick the
kid. I'm just going to shout after him, "Bad timing, kid." Like,
But yeah,
what's gonna do?
runs away into the night. And so you continue to make your way. It's not too far. It's
Can I
about
try and remember his face?
yeah, sure.
The kids'
Yeah.
face.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Like if I ever see him again,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna flick on my coin.
Freckles, red scraggly hair, dirt.
And then maybe give him a slap and tell him
Like big
respect his elders.
missing tooth. Yeah. See, the child runs away, and as you make your way there, it's not too much further. It's only another 10 or so minutes to get there. And as you make your way there, it kind of dawns on you that you haven't really been to the church yet. I mean, you've seen it because you can see it from anywhere in town, but you haven't actually checked to see the state of the church or what's going on. But as you get closer, you can see there seems to be a bit of a crowd. There's probably 80 or so people gathered round. As you take a quick look, left, right, no guards. You assume that maybe this was what Jonathan's doing. So there's torches. There's a bit of revelry of people drinking. The party's just sort of migrated over to this spot. What would you like to do?
Leithy's like still in the bath. Right.
I think I'm hanging out with the crowd.
You
at
are.
that time.
Yeah, it's more for these guys.
Yeah.
What would you like?
I don't know. Do you wanna introduce us or like?
Victoria, you're
I
an
don't-
MC.
I don't talk to people. I don't talk to people.
I
You know
don't
these people. You know
Try
how to.
in
You
front
know
of
how
big
to. You know how to
crowds.
talk to them.
I'm good one-on-one. I'm not good.
You know how to. You know how to talk to them. They're your
I
people.
can't. Rictavio? Ricardo?
Of course, I can be MC. Don't worry about that. And
Thanks.
for that,
I'll do some tumbling.
for that fantastic performance, maybe not. Some things might tumble out that you don't want to, or maybe you
People
do.
like that.
But for that performance, absolutely, I'll give you an announcement. And he sort of makes these big, slow claps as he walks out, sort of in front of the church. And he addresses everyone, and as soon as they see Rictavio, they all kind of like hush, and there's a few people sort of still carrying on, and he kind of gives them the look, and they stop. He closes his throat and says, "Well, ladies and gentlemen, I assume you've come here to see the performance of..." And he leans back and says, What's your stage name, kid?" A fantastic,
Skifflebon!
a fantastic performance. A daredevil in every sense of the word, defying death, all while dressed to the nines. And he sort of holds his hand out towards you.
Oh, yeah. Step in and do another tumble, sort of. Yeah.
The
Yenna's
one.
doing lots of this.
Yeah. The
I'm really
one.
trying to like sell it.
Yeah.
The only. The Red Typhoon. Skifflebon.
I use thaumaturgy. I create like,
Yeah.
like a roar of
You're not
war's
there.
claw.
Yeah.
He's in the crowd, isn't he?
No, he's with the others.
Yeah, we gathered to go see this thing. We
Oh,
got,
you
we
guys,
got a
of
crowd
course,
together.
you guys are all going.
We got a crowd together and we walked on.
That's cool. And so you look out and amongst the crowd of people cheering and clapping, you can see familiar faces of the people in your party, except for Lee, who's in the bar.
Missing one of this.
Yeah.
Excitement.
Happily.
Yeah.
And you see someone, another child, not the same child, another child, step out from the crowd and hand Rictavio a note. So he reads it out. It's like, all right, okay. So it looks like the conditions are: can our Skifflebon climb this, the Church of St. Andrew, within 2 minutes? Impossible, I know a lot of you say.
I'm gonna make thaumaturgy sound like crowd murmurs and like people gossiping and like
Yep.
No.
gotta
I'm gonna
build
go
it.
pretty quick then. I'm like starting to scope out the church.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what does the surface look like? Like how's it looking?
So, well, it's at this point, you see someone come out from the church, an older gentleman, who you know to be the priest.
Right.
Yeah.
Father. Okay.
The father,
That was
whose
his name.
name is, sorry, give me just a moment, St. Andrews, blah, 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 who's Lucian Petrovich.
Oh, thanks. Lucanus.
Who comes out and says, well, quite a lively procession here. What's going on? Why is everyone? I assume you're here to attend the service. I'm sorry you're a little bit early. The service won't begin until a little bit later. But and he's looking out, and everyone's kind of. Some people are looking a bit sheepish. Some people are getting a bit more raucous, and then
I'll step up and be like, "Oh, Father," and all that kind of thing.
yeah.
I'm so glad that you're here. We were hoping to start a event and use your church and maybe even donate part of the proceeds to help the funding of the church.
That's well, you're
And I'll like take him to the side and I'll just kind of like
yeah,
occupy him. So
yeah,
I know I'll
totally.
just
Yeah.
keep it
I'll
going,
start
just
drawing
like-
attention back.
Yeah. So I'll just take him to the
I'm
side.
tumbling.
As he's walking with you, he mentions, well, that's your timing is very good actually. The church has been in a state of disrepair for some time now.
Has it?
Yeah, there's needs a lot of work. Unfortunately, there's vegetation growing at the top, and some of the tiles are there.
Well, the
They're
nice thing
coming
about-
loose all the time.
The
So
nice thing about this event is that the man who will be climbing the church tower will actually probably point out some of those flaws, and we could draw more attention to future donations. You know,
that's wonderful. Yes, absolutely. Well, yeah, that's. The thing is, I've been asking for the funds to go to the church for a while, but obviously with all the festivals and.
you can't blame it for wanting to make people happy.
They do make people happy, but I think, worship also is important. But sure, I'll go ahead. But let me just pull up a sheet then. Let's see how
Excellent.
this
Yeah,
goes.
I when I see like
Sorry, what
climbing
would you?
up.
Did you say climbing? What are they're climbing?
climbing. Yeah, we're gonna see if you can get to the top of the church without
Is it-
falling off.
Oh,
I catch him with a chair.
Yep.
What was his name
I hope
again?
some of you have
Lucian
like healing
Petrovich.
potions.
Father Lucian.
No.
Yep.
No,
Nope, and no.
it'll be fine.
Okay, so
And then I'm gonna stand back and kind of watch him, and I'm just gonna play. I'm gonna act like the crowd laugh track, like gasps, oohs,
All right.
ahs, and just try and get like whenever he tries to fall and stuff, like laughs, like I'm just gonna stand in the back so I don't draw attention as I'm trying to cast some of this.
Very cool.
so in terms of the actual
Good luck, buddy.
mechanics, and you've got people there you can hear people starting to shout like, "Woo! Get on with it already! Yeah, do a backflip! Woo!" So people are starting to get really hyped for it. So the way the mechanics of this will work, the 240-foot climb are broken up into 4 segments, 60 feet each. There'll be an acrobatics check, and depending on how well you do against that, will reduce the time or increase the time taken. So these are 30 seconds per segment.
Yep.
So you're trying to shave time off each segment, essentially. There'll also be, once you get to the end of that segment after the acrobatics check, it'll be an athletics check to try and basically like anchor yourself for a bit to then have the time to scope out where you're going to go from there or there. If the townsfolk notice any funny business, then they, in their drunken state, may decide to throw things.
I might decide to throw things back.
And what was the other thing? And that, depending on if that does or doesn't happen, or what, that may affect the rolls. There's also, in the back of your mind, there's very much an element of this is supposed to be this is a performance in a way, in that you've got people betting, and if they think something's not quite right, or either way, it might impact how much you do or don't get out of it. So, so there's a very delicate balance you're trying to achieve here. So.
I like it.
That's why I thought doing the tumble and make them think, oh yeah, actually no, maybe he won't do it. So balance out the odds a little bit. Still, more people will think I won't.
Any natural one on an athletics or an acrobatics check will cause you to fall.
Oh.
Oh, no, natural ones.
Yeah.
Natural 20s will actually increase the amount of money that you might earn from this. If you're putting on a better show, if there's a bit of flourish, then people might sort of chip in a bit more.
I'm kind of like, do I want to roll my die or do I want to use my D&D Beyond seemed good to me.
Any use of spells requiring material opponents can't be used somatic. You can only do it when you're resting or held at an athletics checkpoint, so you have a hand free. Verbal you can do during, but just be mindful that if there's effects or things that are obvious, that you may need to find a way to mask that or conceal that. And so, depending on what it is, it might be a sleight of hand check, it might be a performance check. Something like that. So, yes. So before
Can't use component stuff.
you can't use stuff that has material.
Someone cast Bless.
Yeah.
I am completely out of spell slots.
Yeah.
Oh,
What
yeah.
about before
Everybody
I start
leaking,
on the
isn't?
ground
Wasn't.
sneakily?
If you do it, you would need to,
I even only
depending on
cast
what you're
Blast
trying
once
to do and
during
how
this
obvious the
festival.
spell is or isn't.
Well,
You might need to do a check.
it's jump.
Jump.
Yeah, which lasts for a minute, and I would touch myself.
Yep.
It's usually-
You call it jumping. You call it jumping.
my distance has been tripled.
I'm sure
Yeah,
it
but
is.
dude, like, crazy.
So in terms of the spell, like I imagine with jump, there's no like lights or obvious sounds or things like that.
No. Yeah.
Okay. And how long's love for?
A minute.
A minute. Okay. Yes, but you also do need to consider if things that you are doing seem unnatural, that may in itself be a bit of a giveaway.
Yeah.
So yes, I will say that you can, because it's a pretty low-key spell. It doesn't really,
Yeah.
it's not flashy. Just be mindful of how you're using it. And if you do use it, then you might need to find ways to creatively make it look like it was possible for you to reach that distance. So just
Maybe
Yeah,
if
that
I
might-
get around the back. So
just get around the back.
Yeah. Faye's going to try and be towards the front of the crowd at least.
Okay. Yep.
God knows what people do.
You also see Kaitan step forward, and he gives you a big wave and a big thumbs up, and then you see him. He's like in sentry mode. He's looking around, just to check, make sure no one's.
Weird little kid.
Yeah. Is anything anyone else will? You're keeping the priest busy.
Ian is just like sort of walking around the crowd, like tumbling and doing cartwheels and
Trying to hype them up.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a
In like a really sexy way.
Give me a performance check.
Oh.
Oh, you do it at advantage because of your attire.
Oh yeah. 21.
21. Okay, cool.
Good thing I had advantage. Rolled a 2 for that.
So. Cool. Yeah, apart from that, it's ready when you are, Skiff. So you notice that you can't see too much from the bottom. You can see. Actually, make a perception check for me.
24.
25. So that is. You can see that the first half seems to be pretty run of the mill. You don't imagine you're going to have much difficulty within there. There's very Assassin's Creedy. The way it's been designed, you can see there's natural holes that you can sort of jump to and edges and stuff like that. So you're okay with that. The second half looks much dicier, and you can see there's like overgrowth and vegetation, and there seems to be a lot of stuff, as well as you can see there's like pockets and holes within the building, and A, doesn't look very stable in terms of you might need to be careful of where you grab onto, and B, you're not sure how well your boots are going to work on that surface area. So that's the main thing that you're getting from this. So. In terms of a strategy before you head up, what's your sort of thought process?
I definitely want to try and stay to the more, as much of like the solid stone surfaces as I can.
Yep.
And try not to have to go over grassy bits. But I want to try and like using the jump and but still trying to make it look natural, like he to just like a kind of mountain goat kind of styles, because being farmers don't understand that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, like try and kind of bounce up the first section and get an advantage and get some time ahead in that, just so I've got some more time further up to work with.
Get to the point where the haze of alcohol makes things slightly blurry, so they can't see you jumping from point to point.
Yeah. Get them more drunk.
I'm gonna send Escobar up halfway. So if there's like a tower, which part is the crowd gathered around the whole tower, or like which sides of the tower is the crowd?
So the tower's
Is it
sort
a
of like
steeple?
more like the front
exactly.
middle.
It's a steeple.
Yeah. So you've got the entrance hall, and then the front middle, and some bits that come off to the side, and a larger sort of area behind it. But the main bit is sort of front center.
So everyone will pretty much be in the courtyard at the
Correct.
front.
Yeah.
Cool. If Escobar flies up, is there a place he can perch about halfway up on the back side of the?
You can make it a perception check and see if you can find a good perching spot. Advantage +3. 10. He doesn't find a good spot in the middle. His only idea at the moment is to sort of get perch up closer to the tip of the.
Okay. About how far up? Like, if from halfway.
Like 220 feet, like almost like
Right
near
at
the
the top.
top. Yeah.
Can I go down? Okay. Never mind.
It's just not finding outcroppings near the middle. You know what I mean? So.
I guess he's mostly just trying to find a place where he can hide and passively give guidance to Skip. Like just once, just a one-off, just where you can like reach around, touch spell guidance.
A reach around it.
Yeah.
You look stressed.
One of those sections.
So we'll say when it gets to about the halfway point, we can get Escobar to do a roll check to see what Escobar can or can't sort of guide. So, cool.
We've all regressed.
Like I'll totally go for
3 weeks. 2 months.
that suits me staying kind of grass.
So yeah, with that in place, you see the crowd at the ready. Everyone's sort of looking at Skiff. I imagine you're doing some tumbling, but actually disguised as stretching, to limber up. And then, as you take your position, you see Ricardo pulls out a pocket watch. He gives you a nod.
Hitting the thumbs up.
Ready, set, go. So, so the first segment. So, can we get you to make an acrobatics check first?
23.
23. Goodness. Let me just make note of this. So that is. So that's. Yeah, that's good. And can we get an athletics check as well?
16.
16, okay. Yep, no, you hold. So as you make your way up to the first segment, it's really just clearing the first part of the building, which will then lead closer to where you actually start climbing up the tower itself, or the main bell tower that you're trying to get to. This is pretty easy work, but you try to disguise it as almost like fool's luck.
Yeah.
But with that, you managed to shave 12 seconds off of the. Oh, actually, no, not quite 12. 10 seconds off of the time that it should take. And you now have the next section to go. I could get another acrobatics check first. 14. 14's just enough. That was the DC. But could also get you to make an athletics check, please. Natural one. Oh.
For a total of 5.
You do find yourself starting to fall. Is there anything you would like to do to try and as you're falling?
As I'm falling.
Yeah.
I want to try and grab onto something on the wall.
Is there anything
Or
you're using to help?
maybe try and like get my feet, like the edge of my hooves, like into a crack or something, and kind of grab the wall sideways, like using my.
Okay.
Because I didn't take anything up with it. I'm just in the gist of it. So
Okay.
I pretty much got it on me.
True. Yeah. I'll get you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Just gonna watch from here.
13.
13. I'll say 13's enough. And as you lose your grip, you start digging your hooves in, and you're trying to find something that it can slot into to stop your movement. You do manage to find something and a hole just before you go back, but you have dropped about 15 feet.
Oh.
Okay.
Yena's
Which
like
hole?
gasping super dramatically
Yeah.
and looking around at the crowd like, ooh,
Which will cost
what's
you
gonna happen?
a few seconds, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
that's cool.
Alright.
But yeah, so
acrobatics to keep going.
yes, so yeah, you are able to keep going. So so for the third third segment, this is where you can start to see things getting a bit dicey. Can I get you to make a perception check first? So you're actually looking
Yes.
for spots that you're going to move to.
It totally will be. Natural 20 for a total of
Oh,
6.
okay. Let's go.
Yeah.
So
Does that give me advantage on my next 2 rolls?
it'll give you advantage on one of your rolls.
Okay.
Yeah. So can I get you to make an acrobatics check, please?
use the advantage on that one.
Yep, fair.
It's better. 17.
17.
Yeah.
It's just under. But you only lose a second compared to what you would have. So, can I also get you to make an athletics check, please?
12.
12. 12's enough. So as you're planning this out, you're cool. Okay, sweet. So you start identifying patches which immediately look unsafe, look unstable, and you're trying to find just small pockets where you can see there's clearly stone wall. And as you're sort of leaping, grab on here, jump over, do a bit of a single touch, and then stretch to go up and out. As this is happening, you see parts of where Skiff's feet have touched, and sort of like rubble starts to come loose, and stones start to fall down, and it's looking a bit dicey.
Those awful missions in Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, yeah. Where you're like, what do you mean I can't go up? If you're all the way back down, it takes 8 times longer. So yeah, you're now getting to the final stretch. So there's a little bit more.
What happened with
I'll get to that. Yeah. So there's a little more building, and then you've kind of got to get up to the tower and climb quite a thin, like one of the support structures, to then get right up to the top of the bell tower, which has a T cross shape thing, and you can just make out an eagle that's circling. So this is an opportunity where Escobar could possibly assist.
Okay, cool.
So what would you like Escobar to try and do?
I'll just attempt to cast guidance through Escobar.
Yep.
And just give that to him.
Cool. Yep. As you watch this eagle, the eagle makes its way down. It's not an eagle you find, it's actually a barn owl. Who then, a familiar looking barn owl, who then sort of like rests on your shoulder a bit and gives you a little kiss on the cheek. You now have guidance for your next check. It's the next check, right? Or do you
Next
choose?
minute, you can choose.
You can choose which one to apply. Yeah. Cool.
Flyer.
So yeah, you have the last segment to go. So we'll get a. Is there anything you want to do in preparation before you?
I
before you take off?
definitely want to have a look see and try and figure out.
Yep.
What's a good path?
Okay. We'll get another perception check, please.
13.
13 is enough. You managed to scope out. You managed to scope out what you think is safe. You're not as confident as the last time you did it, but you do have a path. Got to get you to make an acrobatics check, please.
Come on, Skiff.
13.
13. Do you want to use guidance?
Yeah. So what's that? Is that
It's a
advantage?
D4.
D4? Yeah, let's definitely do this. Oh, 17.
17. That's good. 'Cause the DC was 20. So you still.
If I'd rolled anything over 12, I would have made.
So you
It's not like...
So you lose a bit of time on the climb, but luckily you made up quite a bit of time earlier.
I must
Now,
be getting close though.
now the last bit, just as you're sort of getting up, there's one last final pull to get yourself up, so that you can make it within the time which you've been mentally counting in your head.
Yeah.
We'll get an athletics check, final athletics check.
Oh, I'm closing my eyes for this.
Oh.
23.
So as you can see it in sight, you can feel your stamina is just, you're on fumes, and you can feel your grip start to, and more rubble starts to fall down. You look down, you can actually hear delayed. Everyone seems to be like saying, you go, I'm fucking skiffle bon, and you use your hooves to kick yourself off and pull up, grab two hands, and vault over. And with your jump spell, it sort of like hurls you up into the air to the point where you grab one of the T sections of this awning on the top. You do a bit of a swing and then release and stand on top, waving down. You managed to clear that with 8 seconds to spare. So.
Yay!
And way off in the distance, a little bit off to the crowd, you can see a very nicely stacked hay bale on the back of the car.
How much of the map did he unlock?
So we had the whole town of Balaki.
Lots of feathers. Why are there feathers there?
So if you look to the battle map, we might be able to get a zoom out.
There's the hay bale.
That's how much I unlocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the previous view of that, and now it's that. Yeah. So yeah, congratulations. How would you like to get down?
I don't want to try climbing back down. So that hay bale looks mighty inviting.
Okay.
This will probably go terribly
Can I get you to make 2 checks? A performance check and a
Survival.
performance?
well, yeah,
You
he's
just
yelling
want
at
to
him
dive, right?
and not
Yeah.
shitting your pants and yelling all the way down would kind of ruin the triumphant moment. Like, yeah. And could also get you to make an acrobatics check to sort of position yourself in the air.
Yeah, I think I'll go with acrobatics first.
Yeah.
I'm alright with that. That's 23. Right, now the performance side.
With advantage for the performance because
Yeah,
you're
nice.
cool, thank you. Six.
So you psych yourself up,
I'm gonna drop like a 2.
arms up, arms out, and you can hear everyone cheering and yelling, and you go, and you sort of leap off. Your form's perfect, but then part of you go, motherfucker, and like you hit the hay bale, and it's flawless, and there's quite a loud sound, but. And then everyone's sort of like quiet and then looking around. Everyone's trying to. And then you just see Skifflebon, his head up, and he's got this like deer in the headlights, kind of like there's straw everywhere. So he goes, "Never again."
Yin goes,
Never again. And you see there's a loud commotion, and then so just as this is happening, you see you can hear from the not so far distance. You start to see people going, "Oh shit!" and people are starting to disperse. You see Jonathan with a band of about 5 or 6 guards. He's like, "All right, we all enjoyed ourselves, did we? Fuck off. All right. No, yeah, show's over. Show's over. Get going. Yeah, off you go. Yeah, enjoy the party somewhere else." And then as the crowd's dispersing, they sort of march up directly towards Skifflebon, and he says, "Well, you're either very brave or very stupid, or both in same measure. Look, don't worry, lads. I'll take this one away. You just make sure that the crowd's under control, and yeah, no, that's fine. I'll take care of it. I'll go take him to the captain myself. It's
Yin's
fine."
gonna walk over this. Yeah.
And so Jonathan sort of grab you quite forcibly and start pulling away. He's like, "Yeah, come on, yeah, that's right, yeah." He's like dragging you.
I'll
yeah.
make it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Resisting.
And then sort of walk a couple of minutes away, so looks behind, and they duck into an alley, and he lets you go and says, "Well, that was quite the performance. Not quite sure what you had cooked up there, but I've been told from our bookies that well, there was a lot more money came through than they were expecting."
Well, you know, you told me to make it a performance, and
That you did, and I must admit, loving the outfit. Which is, Where'd you get
Covered
that?
in
It was
You ain't got it.
Ricardo.
Ricardo
He's
got
gonna
it. Yeah.
Right, well, I am pleased to announce that managed to pull about 250 gold in total from that haul. So, as discussed, obviously I'll be taking 50% of the cuts for the bribes and make people turn the other eye and make sure the entire process was handled. There were no eyes on you during that time. And he pulls out a coin purse, hands it over to you. Of course, I just took the initiative to go ahead and take the other part of the fee. You know, the part where I don't go straight to the captain and have you thrown in jail.
Oh, shit.
That's another 50 gold. But enjoy some 70 gold hard earned there, my friend. And he gives you a big slap on the shoulder. And he sort of just looks at you, waits for your response.
To be honest, I don't think without the bookies we probably wouldn't have got this much. So, and you know, I found it quite fun. But yeah, I mean, you could tell you kept. No, don't know.
That is a very, very worldly perspective you go on. I think taking a look at the big picture of things, you made considerably more than you would have. I just happened to take what I felt was due to me, and I think we can both agree that that was more than fair, wasn't it, Skifflebon?
In some societies, yeah.
And you see him, he leans in a bit closer and says, "Look, I'll level with you. Not always been a guard captain. Often found myself on the wrong side of law for a while. So from one grifter to another, friendly word of advice. You should probably get to know the people you're trying to fuck before you fuck them. They might fuck back." Pleasure doing business with you, my friend. And, you know, if the adventuring gig doesn't work out for you, you look very spiffing in your outfit. We could always use a town clown or a village idiot. I think you'd do pretty well. And he marches off into the night. Yeah.
Oh. I'm being good for you, good. I'm like standing there thinking I want to pickpocket him. I want to just knock him out.
You can do whatever the fuck you want as long as no one's watching. I don't care.
And as
Whisper, voice.
as Jonathan, you see Jonathan make his way out of the alley, whistling a tune, and the rest of you see him meet up with the rest of the gardens. There's a bit of an exchange, and he sort of leads them in a certain direction, and him and the guards sort of make their way out.
Please tell me we get to see a child like slit his bag with gold.
And then not too long after that, you see Skiff sort of make his way. What do they see when they see Skiff come out of the alleyway?
I'll be in good spirits.
Awesome.
Still pulling hay out of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Put more in, actually.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously starting the jester's outfit and just kind of like wandering out, just looking like nothing's happened.
Is there a problem with the guard? Or?
No problem that needs worrying about.
Oh.
How much do we make?
70 gold?
Is that a lot?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen more, but sure.
we should.
For a fun night out.
Aren't you supposed to be donating some to the church?
What?
It's like completely out of character.
That's your conscience speaking.
Father Lucian has not come to yet. He's still very much unconscious and passed out.
Really? Can I just go
You
and
frightened
check on him?
so
Yep.
I start fanning him.
Yeah, like he's definitely stable. And he's,
I'll
He's
leave
just a
10.
bit-
We'll take off. I'll leave 10 gold in his pocket.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
So sorry, I forgot. So we'll just do a bit of a rewind. During
Right.
that entire thing, there was so they're trying to cheer Skiff on, and the crowd's going wild. About 8 or so seconds after Skiff makes his way up, starts his climb, you smell in the air. There's a smell of cigarette smoke, and you look to the right and you see there's a gentleman, like quite finely appointed. Definitely has like a rugged nobility kind of get up going on. Not too flashy, not too ostentatious. But you can see it sort of just a bit off to the side, smoking a cigarette, and gives you a wave and then turns and walks away.
This is why all that's happening. As he disappears into the crowd.
Yeah, well, but it disappears sort of behind the crowd. You don't see.
I don't see where he
on to.
goes.
But yeah, and then forward. Quick flashback. Yeah, and so what would you like to do from here on? So the crowd's dispersed. You've got your winnings. Lucian's unconscious.
Perfect night.
Yeah, skis.
I only put this woman in the church. I don't want to get robbed. This is just me or the guards really fucked up, right?
Yeah, pretty fucked up, bro.
Yeah. They do everything with a smile, which is just like extra fucked up.
Yeah, we should have more money.
Told you guys.
How much?
Lethe has made her way from the bath to the couch.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Character.
Grabbed your Ben and Jerry's from the freezer.
No,
Ben and Jerry's.
Ben and Jerry's never mix dairy and alcohol.
Yeah.
That's a bad idea. And
It's
she's
a
just,
thing, but
I think she might
yeah.
step out briefly to get some more booze because she's out and she's quite drunk.
You shouldn't be out of my house.
Okay, and you start sort of like looking for booze, and the only thing you can think of is to go to the main area where there's lots of stalls and stands and stuff. So yeah.
She stands at the door going, I don't think I will. I think you'll be fine if I just search your cupboards and pay a bit later. she rifles through. She's rifling through your cupboards.
It's fine.
Do an
Like, she's
investigation
still got
check.
half a bottle, like half a giant bottle of
Dettol.
Yeah, but
what is effectively Dettol, the strongest she could get at the market when she
really,
got food.
really
But
bad
she
vodka.
has eaten.
To be fair, it's not much worse than Dwarven homebrew.
Oh, okay,
like,
so it's actually really not that bad.
yeah.
Hang
Like
on,
Dwarven
what was-
moonshine.
Oh yeah, in that case it's
Yeah.
really not that bad.
Yeah. 'Cause
Pretty
it-
sure Lethe and her mentor brewed their own on the road.
Yeah, and they were not
Many a
artisans
time.
of that particular trade. So very functional.
Who knows
What
you'll
am I
find in my
rolling
house.
for?
Investigation to see how much
First
sort
new
of booze
dice
you
roll.
can. Just got any methylated spirits.
11.
11. You don't have a lot of you don't have a lot of luck. You do manage to find another like quarter of a bottle of disinfectant that had been stashed away somewhere, presumably
rough.
because it's actually actively in use rather than the bulk stuff like in the thing. So you do manage to rustle up a little bit more, but
She picks it up and that'll be enough. Traps her way back to the couch and kind of sits down, but is kind of a little bit skewered. You know how drunk people sit and they're a bit like this?
Yep. Centre of balance is a bit off. Yeah. So yeah, you park down in Edward disinfectant hands for the evening.
Unhealthy coping
Yeah.
mechanisms. Yay!
There we go. As the rest of you then do recall that there was also an archery competition, which and you'd seen the what you presume to be the archery range. So it's actually a large tent, and then within the tent is the archery range for safety precautions, so that if the arrows go somewhere, they've got a bit of hard canvas to.
Just how it's sitting on a little wagon.
Yeah. Well, that's right. It's an interpretation.
What time is it about?
It's probably getting to maybe around 8 p.m. or thereabouts, 7:30, 8 p.m.
Yeah.
It's getting later in the
That's
day.
Quintus's bedtime.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
I think he's gonna like just whisper to Skiff and just be like, just pretend the target's that dude's head or some shit. You'll fucking know. I'm gonna go to bed. I got shit to write my journal and then I gotta turn. Yeah. I'll see you tomorrow. Is that how you do?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I'm gonna go to the end.
Well.
Okay. So you turn in, and it's the Blue Water Inn, I believe.
That's
You're
the
all
one.
staying there. Yep.
Oh, I'm at Ian's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't actually been.
Didn't
I ain't leaving.
No, you have been to them.
Didn't you guys pay for accommodation and then not use it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we did. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I don't know
Even in
what
the
I'm
big
saying.
right.
Doesn't matter.
So the rest of you, I presume, are making your way to the festival centre again.
Yeah.
They will probably wander off to try and find Lethe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm happy for this stuff to happen first.
I'm gonna walk with Skiff, but I'm gonna be kind of looking for the cigarette man.
The cigarette man.
I'm sniffing with the smell.
Make a perception check.
Is that a 9 or a 6?
9.
Okay.
Katon's with you. I'm
11.
11. Okay.
Am I dragging Katon with me or is Katon staying?
Katon can stay with me.
Okay.
Let me think about it. Let me
Decent
think.
bedtime.
Oh, you're gonna have him with you, Ketan.
Sure.
He
It's kind
needs
of
an adult,
annoying,
where
but
is
Okay.
I'm not really gonna watch him.
So
Please watch it.
let me.
Yeah, sure.
Surely he's old enough.
Yeah, because you probably want to get a decent night's rest. So you probably
don't
he
want
can
to.
stay up. That's fine.
That's fine.
Like,
He's
yeah.
a child.
Hi.
An invincible,
And
super
then
powerful,
6 minutes. Okay.
Normal child.
god-punching child. Like,
A guard punching child.
Guard
wow.
punching child. He
I'll
will be
just
soon.
kind of say he can. I'll watch him. But I don't really mean it. But whatever.
So as you
Good night.
as you make your way back, you can see that there's what's her name? Her name is it's right here. The owner of the felching store, Anna Grigorov. And she's standing in front of the tent, and there's a big sign that's now switched to archery competition. And as people are walking past, she's trying to get people and say, "You come on down. We're having an archery competition soon. It's going to be a lot of fun. You test your luck. No, I don't." They're trying to rope people in, and as you all make your way back towards the tent, you can see there's sort of like a crowd that's not quite following Skiff. But as they see Skiff walk past, people start to turn in and be like, "Oh, I wonder what's going on here."
Celebrity.
So there's a reasonable crowd that starts heading in that direction. And
You've made a celebrity of yourself.
Hanging out with Skip.
And so as you make your way in, that is when you sort of in the corner of your eye you see like a red ember light up in the darkness and then blow up and then stop again, and you see the same figure sort of step out, and he makes a motion.
I go over. I look at you guys looking just go. I don't say anything.
Yeah, and I imagine you push Catan into the crowd as they're all
Yeah,
making the way in. There you go, you'll be alright.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Oh, Skiff.
He'll be fine with that.
So yeah, as you sort of follow, we'll get back to the tent later. As you sort of followed the direction, you're sort of looking around. There's an alley. You can't see anyone, and then there's another red ember. You can see sort of near the middle of the alley. And you hear calling out from, "Don't be scared, mon cher. It's fine. I was told to deliver a very important message to you and you alone."
Alright. I'll walk in. What's the message? And I hold out my hand for the cigarette.
Yeah. And he already has one ready there.
Thanks.
And as you go to, he just flicks his fingers, and there's a flame that comes out.
Very nice. What's this message and who sent you?
Well, first of all, how are you enjoying the Festival of the Blazing Sun?
Well, you know, it is what it is. It's been more fun than the previous ones. I'll just say that.
There's a bit of a ridiculous concept, so no? Would you describe the sun in Barovia as blazing?
Not particularly.
Probably has a better ring to it than the Simmering Sun Festival, no?
She just giggles.
Well, that is why I do not organize events.
What do you do?
This and that, a lot of... Well, whatever I'm told to do. I don't like to use the word in public, but master is probably the closest approximation.
Yes.
This master has, wanted to invite you to another soiree of sorts. Not quite as gaudy or as flashy as this one, but more intimate setting. Something, to invite you and your party to a dinner. It is a bud.
Right.
And he hands you a wax-sealed letter.
Okay.
This is in part for congratulations. I hear you were able to best a very important individual.
You hear a lot?
We hear many things.
Say that. Okay.
But it was part of the original agreement with your group, so I suppose I would like to congratulate you on a job well done and see where things are going from here.
And your master wanted you to speak to me, as opposed to my group, who I assume he already has met with.
Oh, he has met with your group, but he is very interested in you in particular. You're also the most easiest to spot in a crowd.
She said, "Thank you, thank you very much." She blushes a little bit. Stamp over my cigarette. Right. So you just wanted to deliver this invitation to a dinner for me and my friends.
Oui, I suppose I wanted to get my measure of you myself.
Now, what do you think?
Maybe another time.
Okay.
But, I'm sure you have lots of things to do. So,
Not really.
well, it's been a pleasure. And he grabs your hand and reaches down and gives it a slight kiss. It's the best, monsieur. Hopefully we shall see you again soon, no?
Oh, maybe.
And as you, as happens, you hear there's a dog bark behind you, and you turn your head just for a moment. You turn back, and
You go on.
Fucking wind step.
That was weird.
Fucking mouse.
How is the letter small? Can I like hide it on my body? It's very small.
And the outfit you're wearing?
unlikely. Yeah, you could probably jam it somewhere, but it won't not be obvious that you have a letter there. yeah.
Just
Yeah.
hold on to it.
Yeah.
I'll walk
I mean,
back out to
it's
the
like
ground.
about like big or something like that. So it's not like a massive, huge letter. But
I'll stuff it between my boobs.
Down your boobs
Yeah.
with a hot, sweaty from your tumbling.
It's fine.
Lovely.
Anyway,
Boob sweat.
yeah. As this is going on, you make your way into the tent.
Come on, get on.
And as you make your way into the tent, you see it's so there's lots of hay. It's got a very sort of like rustic western kind of rural vibe to it, and you can see there's how to describe it? There's kind of like a ring fencing, and at the back there's obviously a catchment of some sort, and all along this shooting range there's like jutting out pieces, almost like benches, but not quite, at regular intervals, and they kind of alternate with each other, and there's a weird hum that seems to sort of permeate the air. You're not quite sure what from, but as you go in, you see people are starting to gather around. There's a crowd behind, and you can see Anna, the owner of the Straight Arrow, seems to be setting up. There's 3 different spots which look like they have. There's a small kind of container which seems to contain arrows. There's a marking spot. There's another like a small, almost like an ashtray, which seems to contain a few bits and pieces. These look like stands or stalls for people to sort of stay at while they're competing. And you can see Anna. You can also see another older-looking man who you recognise as one of the wolf hunters, whose name is, because I've just seen it recently, whose name is Zolda. And
Probably would have stopped and grabbed my father.
oh yeah. And we can say that like someone had it with them as they were making their way over. So Yen had it hidden somewhere. You don't know. But, that was there. Anyway, so
Maybe when K-Town was looking after it.
yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, as you make your way up, you can see Anna sort of finally approaches you. She says, it's great you arrived. I managed to see you and 2 of us that are competing at the moment. No one really felt brave enough to step up, so...
Really? What, against you or against me?
Well, I think it's not... Well, archery's kind of a thing that's very specific in this place, so it makes sense for a hunter and it makes sense for me, but... I know, to be fair, 90% of the people here are completely pissed anyway, so it's probably best they don't have a weapon in there.
Yes.
Very cool.
So you, Anna takes a bit of time and sort of shows you to your stall, where you can start to get ready, and she explains the rules of the competition with Ricardo. And Ricardo mentions this is actually one of the many pieces of equipment that he brought with him that he gets to use during the certain festivals. And so essentially what it is, explaining it in as good as he can, is there's an enchantment that runs through this entire range, which is based off the Minor Illusion enchantment. And at different points of the range, it will basically generate a stand of a type of target. So there's 3 types of target. There's target A, target B, and target C. Target C are civilians with an AC of 10, and if you hit a civilian, then you get -2 points. And for every +5 above the AC that you get on your attack, it's -1 additional point. Nat 20s are an additional -1 on top of whatever the bonus is. Target B are minions, sort of how he describes it. AC of 12, hitting it is worth 12 points. For every +5 above the AC is an additional point. And the natural 20 is an additional point on top of any of the AC bonuses. Target A, he describes as a hostage taker. And that has AC of 15. They're worth 3 points on a hit, and for every +5 above an AC, it's an additional point. Nat 20s against that target is an additional 2 points on top of all the other bonuses. He mentions that there's something interesting that'll come up, but he's going to leave that as a secret for now.
I'm gonna need to note down some stuff, aren't I?
Any nat 1s will cause you to lose an attack due to equipment failure. You can hit a target multiple times, but points are halved, like the same target multiple times, but points are halved for each additional hit. And every time a round starts, which will be 6 seconds, but for you that's 2 attacks. 6 and then start and then another one. You can attack 2 targets within that time.
Yep.
You need to make a perception check first. On a natural 1, you can't. You automatically target civilians. On a less than 8 or less, you can't identify any targets. So any targets that you aim at, you'll be rolling a d6 to determine. Well, I'll be rolling a d6 to determine what you hit. If you get a perception result of 9 to 14, you can identify minions only. And 15 to 18, you identify pretty much everyone. Or 15 or higher. So that is essentially how it's going to work. There's 4 rounds, and how many of different types of targets are available will change for each round. So, as you're squaring up, see Zoldar sort of getting his gear ready, preparing his bow, making sure his arrows are ready. See Anna already has everything set there, and she seems to be quite nervous and just shaking out her jitters. Is there anything you'd like to do before, or anything? Who else is there? It's just
I've done that, yeah.
yeah.
You can leave it
Yen
later.
and
I've sidled up to Katan.
Katan.
Yeah, oh, I suppose I should check through my arrows since I don't really use them that much. It's a good excuse to use some of them.
Yep.
Yeah, and check out my bow and say to Anna, oh, you'll do fine, I know you.
Thanks, I'm not that worried about the competition. It's the whole thing was that trying to drum up business for people to buy my gear, especially I had to think about those special arrows that you mentioned. I think I've come up with something interesting. Working with Blinsky, actually. He's crazy, but he's a genius in his own way. So I'd like to talk to you about it more afterwards. So, I think the idea is that if I do well, it's because of my gear, and then people will come to the shop a lot more often. So I'm just nervous. My business is kind of riding on it a bit, so I just...
Oh my god.
I'm fine. And you see Zoldar is pretty much like dead-eyed. He seems to have this kind of like some kind of Zen-like focus or something like that. Some pre-hunt ritual that he's going through.
No, I'm just not gonna move anywhere.
Yeah. I'm gonna steady myself.
Steady yourself after your
Yeah.
fall.
I'll find me shake, let's go.
Okay. So Cedric Tavio come and say, so not only has he entertained us once, but twice. What an absolute man! Of course, the great daredevil Skifflebond. Give him a great round of applause.
Yay, Skifflebond! Woo!
And then, of course, we've got our locals. We've got the owner of the fine establishment, the Straight Narrow. Not a lot of you on that today, I can tell you that much. But our one and only Anna, let's give her a great round of applause. And, of course, she's using her own handcrafted gear. Let's see how it fares against opponents like... And then, next way to Zoldar. He's the wolf hunter. And there's like crickets. There's grumbles under his breath. So we're about to begin. So as the humming starts to get a bit more vibrant, not only do you hear like some kind of gears or something turning, but it's like that classic merry-go-round music starts playing. As it happens, you can feel this entire range and parts of the bench start to shudder as it seems to come to life. Can I get you to make a perception check, please?
Louise, what have I got into today? That's 12.
12. Okay. So as this thing comes to life, all these sort of targets pop up, and you can see there's 4 targets total, and you've been able to identify 3 of them as being minion targets.
Yep.
So you can make 2 attacks, either at 1 minion each, or you can take a shot in the dark at the one that's not a minion. Just so the options that you have.
I'm gonna go for one of the minions.
Yep. Cool. Let's get a roll.
21.
21. Okay, cool. And that definitely hits. You don't need to worry about rolling damage. So 21, so that's cool. And you get stab at another target as well.
Sweet, and I'll take another minion.
Another minion? Yep.
Yep. I'm playing safe. Oosh. 13.
13. Okay, yep. There. So you see Zoldar, as he all these targets come up. He takes one, the target that you didn't aim for, hits it, and then there's another one, one of the targets you hit, and this arrow flies and it just digs into the thing in the middle of it, like it completely resonates.
Oh my god.
And then 2 more arrows at the other targets which you identified as minions.
So he shoots 4 arrows in one round.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
3. And then Anna, similar, but she manages to the 3 things you identified as minions. She gets a really good hit on the one in the middle and to the right, out of target, so she hits the same one and gets less points. So by the end of that, you've got Zoldar, which is on a 9 because he got a nat 20 on one of those. Anna's on a 7 and you're on a 3.
Yay.
Round 2. Perception check first.
Finished her.
23.
Okay, so
Nat 20.
you identify that there are 2 hostage takers.
Yeah.
There are 3 minions and there are 2 civilians, and you know which is which. So you can take aim at. Which targets would you like to
I'm
take?
going to go for the hostage taker and the hostage taker.
Hostage taker and the hostage taker. Okay, cool.
And
Yep.
what does anything happen if you take the? Oh no, go on.
You're right.
13.
13.
That's not.
Supremely like
That's with advantage.
Oh.
Those 2 trees.
15 with advantage.
15 with advantage.
Yep.
That hits. That is your AC. Yep. And for the next one,
15 again.
15 again. They both hit. Only just though. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Plus 3. Okay. And so after that round, so this was all pre-rolled by the way. I did all this ahead of time. So Zoldar manages to hit one that you identify as a minion, another minion with a natural 20, misses the shot at the third target, gets another natural 20 on the other one. Anna targets one of the hostage keepers. Did I say hostage taker? Oh, I put them HK. Anyway, hostage taker. Gets a really good shot on that. And then just lower scores on the minions. So Soldar finishes that round with a 9 and AK, Anna with a 12. And you finish with a 6. Yen, as you've been watching this happening,
Yeah.
there's something that you notice, is that all of the baddies
Uh-huh.
that have been minor illusioned, they all look really stereotypically Vistani. They've all got like in Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of level of caricature, sort of thing. Yeah.
This is distasteful.
Yeah. Sure. So round 3. Gotta get you to make a perception check.
Sure we can. Yeah, 11. There's no way I'm winning this.
I'm gonna check something. What's the? Okay, cool. You identify that there are definitely no minions in the 4 targets that are out there.
Okay. Can I shoot 2 of Zoltan's arrows in flight?
Oh.
Take it down.
It would be a difficult shot. A very
Yeah.
difficult shot.
I've been a shit.
So,
Disadvantage?
for starters, let's get a sleight of hand to make it look accidental.
Oh, that was so close to a natural 20. 12.
12. Okay. And this is going to be a pretty high AC at disadvantage.
Ooh.
So it's like trying to shoot a bullet out of the air.
Yeah.
Like almost impossible. Like, yeah.
I like that.
Wow.
I don't like that.
Oh,
That's okay. I like that.
how much was it?
The highest one was 25.
Oh yeah, I'll say yeah, that does it.
The
I'll
lowest
say
one
you.
was 11.
Yeah, I'll say you managed to shoot one of his arrows out of the air, which would be great if he shot an arrow. And so instead, you fire at the one of the ones that Anna fired, which inadvertently.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
Fuck off all the merchants.
So yeah, as you see Zolda draw and stops, and then he puts his sort of lowers his arrow for this, and Anna starts firing off, and one hits. She goes, yes, it's like dead center as well too, and she starts firing, a couple miss, and she managed to hit another one, and she turns around and sees that Zolda wasn't firing, and then looks, they were all civilian targets in that round. But luckily you shot one of her arrows out of the air for her, so she didn't get the negative penalty on that one. Anyway, round 4. Could I get another? So you weren't aiming at any other targets,
No.
just yet.
That was fucking lucky.
Yeah. Okay, so round 4, perception check.
22.
22. Damn, that's good. That's good. Oh, that's really good actually, because this was the surprise round.
Oh, sweet.
So you identify everything. There are 9 targets total. There are 2 hostage takers. There are 4 minions. There are 2 civilians, and there's a boss. Which has a higher AC of 18 and is worth 10 points.
Alright, sweet. So, and if I hit him again a second time, it'd be what, 8?
That's half the points that you
Oh, so
would
to 5.
Yeah.
And what were the hostage takers? 6.
They're 3.
3.
3 base, and then for every +5, you get an extra point. Yep.
Oh yeah. No, I'll just go straight 2 for the boss then.
Oh! And you're rolling these at advantage.
Yeah.
Boy, howdy if you get a natural 20.
Yeah, no, 13 for the first one.
That misses, unfortunately.
Yes.
25 for the next one.
Nice! So that's a 5 above. So that is
15.
that's 11. That's 11. Okay. And then for that last round, see Zolda sort of misses at the same target you did fight as a boss, lands the second one, another one over at 2 of the hostage keepers, like pretty solid aims. See Anna eyes it up, squares up the boss, and does this sort of technique you can't see. It takes slightly longer to aim the shot, and then lets go, and this thing just like rockets right through. It actually almost takes the thing off its hinges, and then there's a few more shots at hostage keepers and one at a minion, which are placed really well. So that is the end of the competition, and we'll just tally up. 6, 9. See Ricardo sort of start to line everyone up. So, that's the end of our round, everybody. Please give a big round of applause for our contestants. Aren't they marvelous? Aren't they fantastic? They can do better than you, you bum. I see you. So, the standings. In 3rd place, but certainly faring much better than a lot of us bubs would. Skifflebond with 20 points. In 2nd place, runner-up. Not the liveliest fellow I've ever met, but salt of the earth through and through. Soldar on 38 points.
Yeah.
And he kind of like shrugs his shoulders a bit. And in 1st place, with a marvelous display in that final round, our one and only owner of the Straight and Narrow, Anna!
A true artisan. Woo.
Did you say true artisan?
Artisan! And so as everyone's cheering a bit, you see she's starting to hand out sort of flyers and say, make sure you come on straight now. Straight now. Yeah, that's right. No, that's right. I made those hours, those balls. Yeah. Hand them out. And then she comes up to you and says, that was a pretty nice display. I see what you did there on in the end. You're more of a one target kind of focus person, right?
Yeah, a bit more. Tend to hit once and they go
Hit
down.
hard.
Yeah. What was that technique that you used in the end there? It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, I've lived and breathed archery for a very long time. It's father's father kind of thing. But no, it's just sometimes I can steady my breath, shut everything else in the world out, and I can just become the arrow.
I don't understand.
You're not supposed to. How could you? You're a machine. I just become the arrow. I can't do that a lot during the day. Maybe like 2 or 3 times or something. It's not something I do all the time. For when it counts.
Very nice technique. Yeah, you could show me? Or?
Probably. Over time. Yeah, probably could. Well, tell you what, one of the best ways for me to show you is for you to become a repeat customer. To keep coming back to my store. And here's something, well, I was going to give this to you anyway, but yeah, she hands you over 5 unbreakable arrows. She says, now, I know you don't think they're very special, but the best part about these arrows is that you can replace the heads whenever you want.
Okay.
And so she unscrews the standard arrow tip. And the arrow tip's like a very sturdy metal. Shows it back and she's he's quite versatile. And what I mentioned you with Blinsky is that he's come up with some ideas of how you can change the properties of the arrowheads. But you need to make sure you keep the arrows, bring them back so we can attach new heads on them. It means you can kind of change what you want on the fly. It's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. I like that. That's very cool. I guess I should come by the shop tomorrow then. I would like.
You have a
Yeah,
bunch
do.
of
I mean,
gold.
I said, I don't really have.
on me. Where are you keeping your gold right now? Like, you don't want to know. You don't want to know.
It's definitely one of those situations.
I'm trusting K-Town.
Oh,
That's
why?
very
I
unwise.
wouldn't.
Oh, speaking of which, I need to tell Connor that he just won 15 gold. It was a bet that he placed on you. He's like, I want to do this and I want to place a bet. As she mentions, the only thing with the arrows is that obviously they're a lot heavier than normal arrows, so they don't go as far.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the furthest they can travel is 40 feet. I mean, 80 feet if you're really good with a bow and arrow. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Look, have a think about maybe some stuff that you might want. We've got some ideas already. We need a bit of time and money, so it might be expensive to get the first few arrows, but then after that they'll be a lot cheaper. So.
Sounds amazing. Sweet. Oh, I have to come back and I can talk about them tomorrow. But
And remember, whenever anyone asks where you got your arrows from,
of course,
straight and narrow.
straight now, of course.
There we go. Great. And so she sort of looks around and everyone else is gone. Everyone sort of like disappeared. It was one of the last events, and then sort of people who have already gotten a bit too mong have already either been carried away, like, or collapsed somewhere where people don't know. And so things are definitely starting to disperse. So I think it's just Skiff. Oh, Faye, and you've gone to check on Lethe.
Look at Skiff and be like, so she's kind of cute, right?
Yeah. And so having come down off of the experience at the archery competition, everyone's slowly making their way back to either the Blue Water Inn or to Vienna. Are you going to go back to your studio or Blue Water Inn?
I'm going to go back to my house.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, rude. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got a beautiful bed.
And Faye also making your way back to check on Lethe.
Yeah. So I would have tried to grab a bowl of drink from somewhere.
Yep.
She seemed like she needed it.
Easy. So as you're making your way back, you see someone who's had way too much to drink, sort of getting tended to by a couple guards, and the guards are trying to get them to move along, and they're just stumbling all over the place and try to start a fight, but hurt themselves more. And so while this is happening, you see a jug with 4 X's on it, which has been placed to the side, which you grab on the way.
And I will go back to Yen's place and kind of knock on the door.
You hear a knock at the door.
What? This is not my house. I don't live here. Who are you and what are you doing? I kind of look around. Here.
Lethe?
Hey!
Okay, I'll push open the door.
And she's sat on the floor and with her back against the couch with her legs splayed, and she's like quite intoxicated. She's just like, hello, what are you doing here?
I was coming to see if you were okay, and I brought drink. But
You bought drink. Gimme. It's
Okay.
probably better than what I've been drinking. And she pulls out the bottle of
Drainer.
cleaner.
almost pure iso alcohol.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
she
yeah.
kind of puts it aside. This tastes really bad. I don't know why. It smells like alcohol, but I probably shouldn't have any more of it because I think I might go blind.
You see Lethy's lips are blue. Like, yeah.
I'll sniff it and try a bit just to see what it's like.
Yeah, you try a bit. It burns. And as you finish it, the taste is horrendous. And there's a burning sensation, and immediately as it leaves your mouth, and there's air exposed to your lips and the rest of your mouth, it's ice cold. Yeah.
It just tastes like all alcohol, to be honest. But
This, and she picks up the jug, probably with two hands, probably tastes better. You're welcome to join me if you like. Have a drink. I can't find cups.
you've
Because
tried
I
to
don't
look.
know, I
by the-
think, is this Yen's house? Where
I
am
think
I?
it was at least.
You couldn't find cups, but you found some silver bowls. And
Kidney dishes?
yes, yes, yeah.
You drinking out of those?
Yeah.
Pour some into another kidney dish. And, sit down. Right. So
I mean, you're drinking disinfectant, so
yeah,
the risk is pretty low.
yeah, it helps out.
They weren't clean, they are now.
Are you? This is a stupid question by the looks of things, but are you okay?
This is a stupid question.
I know. I said that.
No. I mean, I thought I was going to die, and I nearly got everybody killed.
I think everyone.
And he was after me. And she kind of, the more she talks, the more she sounds upset. She gets increasingly upset. And he was after me. And it's all my fault that everybody nearly died. But he also had information on my mentor, and I don't know where he is. And I haven't seen him in years. And now I'm really scared he's dead.
Your mentor? You're scared he's dead?
Yeah. And she kind of, you can see her drifting off into her head, and she goes, yeah. He taught me everything I know. And he rescued me when I was really little. And he disappeared. And I've spent, how long have I been on my own? 6 years?
Yep.
I've spent the last 6 years wondering where he is. This is why I've been traveling. This is why I'm here. And now I've made friends. I think you guys are my friends. And it's all my fault that everybody nearly died. I nearly killed a child! Even though he's kind of not really a child. And then I was called the Harbinger of Death. But I heal people. I don't know what to do.
That was a lot from what I expected. Yeah, but
I think I left the other one.
I'm gonna.
And she just kind of drifts off into sides and then goes, I shouldn't have said any of that. I should not have said that.
This is why I don't talk much, but you seem to enjoy it at the moment. But if it helps, you didn't nearly get us all killed. We almost got us all killed.
I mean, he was after me. Why the fuck was he after me? The fuck?
I'm assuming I have no idea why he's after her, by the way.
Because I haven't seen you in the notes yet, you do get an inkling that Kane had it in, or a certain someone you think might be who she's talking about.
Right.
and the name Huntress rings a bell with you. You remember back to that conversation. Yeah, but you're still piecing everything together.
Yeah. I don't know if he was hunting you, but I mean, he showed up to me a couple of times before we fought him. I think this place is just a shit place, to be honest.
I mean,
Full of quite a few shit people.
that's true. Life is shit and then you die. So.
Life is shit, yes. And I probably will just kind of collapse next to her. Be like,
Pull up here. Have a drink.
oh, have some more of the disinfectant.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't get anyone almost killed, I promise.
But if everybody nearly died. Am I even supposed to be here? I think I'm gonna stop talking now. But she wants to stop talking.
Yeah.
Just talks about how she should stop talking.
Make an insight check.
That's a 12.
As well. You don't know where you know this from. But
Would I be able to add to it, actually? I do have an ability.
yeah,
I
you can. Yep.
Hopefully. Where is it? Where is it? For fuck's sake.
She's not going to remember this conversation in the morning.
That's what I was relying on. Oh, nice. 6, so 18.
18.
Yeah.
You know that after certain events, violent events, some people can almost be left in a really shocked state for a while, and something that you don't know how, but you've got a lot of experience with, and yeah, you think this might be what's happening here. There's some kind of residual effect that's happened, and what you want to do about it is sort of up to you. That's sort of what your thinking is going on here.
Probably Faye would look around for some sort of sheet or cloth and just kind of awkwardly drape it over Leafy's massive shoulders and sit down again and say, "You're pretty drunk, so that's probably the only reason I'm telling you, but I've died before. And it isn't nice. It isn't. It wasn't peaceful for me, obviously, because I'm here. But I had a mentor too who found me. I had someone who taught me how to be me, and then they left, and I was on my own, and I know how hard that is. Yeah, but if you're going to be alone, you may as well be alone with these kind of people. They will keep you alive.
I mean, after, was it yesterday? When we were fighting?
No, it was
No,
only
it's
the
today.
After
This morning.
It was 11.
It's the same trial period.
Definitely feels like yesterday.
Yeah.
After this morning, I don't even know if they're going to want me around.
To put it bluntly, we almost die constantly, and you know how to heal people. So, I think at the very least they will want you around for that. But
I mean,
that's not the only reason, I'm sure.
I like to help. Speaking of which, are you okay too? Because I know I'm really drunk,
You are.
but I also remember you running into a bit of trouble with yourself a little bit earlier today. Are you okay?
The whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, to be honest.
Same boat. Have a drink.
I'll take the actual, quadruple X drink and try.
Yeah, it's as you swig it, it's more of the same, but less intense. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's about right.
More of the same cup of honey.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just with a sweet undertone. Yeah.
I feel bad about attacking Kaitan, but it wasn't something I could choose.
Kate-san clearly feels very deeply for you. He clearly cares. I'm sure he'll forgive you for attacking him. I'm pretty sure he already has. I mean, he's a child, I think. Kind of.
He looks like a child, sort of.
Most of the time.
Yes, I think he's strange in his own way. I think we all are in some way.
I think people are special.
People are
We're
special.
all very special.
Yes. I think I'm not into faith or religion or anything, but I'm here and I shouldn't be. And maybe I am meant to be here. Maybe you're meant to be here. Maybe all of us are.
Maybe.
Or maybe it's just luck.
Some luck.
Yeah, not necessarily good luck, but it's luck at least.
I guess. I just feel stupid and I don't know. Forgetting everybody nearly did. And I don't know how to deal with it. So I drink.
That seems like a good way.
Hey, more drink.
It's been a day, so we get up tomorrow and we carry on. That's what I did. Sadly.
This is what I've been doing for 6 years. Just gotta keep going. And try not to get dead. And try not to get the people you're starting to actually care about dead as well.
You're doing a good job at that.
It helps. Awkwardly, do like a
Yeah.
And she's
thing.
kind of just going, this is weird, this is weird, this is weird. She doesn't know.
I've seen other people do it. I don't know.
This is okay, this is weird.
Yes.
Didn't expect to have this conversation with you.
I didn't expect
But-
to talk to anybody from about 4 weeks ago, as I am. So,
Life is weird sometimes.
oh, Skiff fell off a building.
Hey, what? How
He climbed the building
the
and then he
fuck?
fell off the building.
Jesus.
But everyone's happy about it, so I think it went well.
This makes her laugh so hard she cries, and she will piss herself and when she sees you. She'll just see you and lose her shit because all she's got this really powerful mental image of you, who's always very graceful and very well balanced, and kind of, she's always thought you're a bit like got a touch of the magic feet. Just doing this, displaying from a building.
Yeah, and Faye goes into great detail
Yeah.
about everything that she saw and setting up and the hay and
Describes the outfit in
Yeah.
minute detail.
She's just like, Lethea's wetting herself over this. This is
Technically, I didn't fall off the building.
You're not there.
it was very. It was
That's
very.
her interpretation of
Faye
it.
doesn't know what the fuck you were doing.
He'd probably
It's
say some shit like.
Yeah.
yeah.
It was very good. Yeah, you missed quite a shot.
is very peoply out there, and
Peoply.
it's too peoply. It's just not peoply. I'm not peoply. They can all go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Except you and the rest of our little group.
No fucking zos.
Don't really count as people, but everybody
yeah.
else is just people, and it's too peoply. The couch has been a very good friend tonight.
There's been very few people in here apart from you by the looks of things. So
Yes, it's just me. Unless there's a ghost.
is there else?
Is your house haunted?
And you see
there,
Ghost
she's
in the
a
corner say, "Sorry, I made much noise." As you were.
Fuck.
I don't say. I think we keep drinking, and then that's how you sleep, I think. And
And as you say that,
that's about right.
yeah.
drains her vessel, and it's just like, I think it's sleep time now. And just
I'll call over Finn and get Finn to like just kind of collapse onto Luke and just kind of sit and reflect.
she feels Finn, and she kind of bounces up, baby.
And with that, you get a night's rest and or a trance. The rest of you making your way back to the Blue Water Inn, I imagine.
I'm going back to my
And you're going back to yours. As you walk in,
Did you hear any of that?
Oh, I think that would have happened like while we were
Yeah.
doing other stuff.
Yen's still got a couple hours party.
Yeah. I'm out.
You don't want to go back to my house? Probably not yet. Yeah. And then as you make your way in, you just see in the middle of the room, in front of the couch, there's Faye, like, eyes open, but staring into blank space.
Completely still.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
There's
There's Finn sleeping curled up on top of Alita, who is collapsed in a really awkward position. Yeah, which shouldn't be comfortable, but somehow is working.
are all like my cupboards like open and
Yeah.
All of your house is
Yeah, so you've been
wreck,
ransacked.
but all of your cupboards are open.
in that area.
There's a bunch of stuff on the kitchen bench because I've been looking for booze.
Yeah.
But I've put it on the bench, I haven't put anything on the floor, and I haven't flung anything around. Because even though she's a bit uncouth, she's not a dick. But she's left all of the cupboards open.
One of your curtains have been unhooked and is now draped around.
Perfect.
The long curtains that are like the full wall window thing. Yeah, that's now around Letha.
Just gonna survey the room. Just like shake my head, but I'm smiling. I'm gonna tidy up the blankets on you guys. Make sure right.
Curtain.
And I'm gonna go to my room. I'm gonna like go into one of my cupboards and pull out a bottle of wine because I don't think I've drunk much tonight.
Yeah.
Uncork it, start drinking.
Yeah.
Undress, put a really nice just robe on, get into bed.
There should be most of that
false
junk.
Yeah.
floor, and like you open a drawer.
It's
and
like
you-
my whole bed. I just like roll out a tumbler and there's just one. I just take one, and I'm gonna go into my bedside drawer and unlock it and take out a little picture, and I'm gonna lie in bed and look at the picture and drink until I fall asleep.
Oh, we all gonna be hung over tomorrow.
I'm just rehydrating.
You guys are.
Not Winters. Not Skiff.
I took it
Oh,
earlier.
no.
I'm just rehydrating.
You got resistance, don't
So
you?
it would have made things way more difficult.
It's weird for me.
Oh,
So
Having to do constitution checks at the same time.
yeah,
Hell no!
I don't fully know how drink works for me. So.
Well, this is difficult enough as it was.
So, those who didn't drink, Kaitan, you're up fairly early. What
5
time did
a.m.
you say? 5 a.m. Yeah. So you get up fairly early. Skiff's probably a little bit later. Your trance wears off within 4 hours. So decide what you're going to do where you are. You don't get up until maybe like 8 or something like that, which is so late compared to where you normally. And when you do wake up, you feel more powerful, but really dusty. Yeah, super dusty. You wake up. You're not that hungover.
Oh, it's just refreshing myself.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Hydrating.
pretty casual.
Yeah.
Pretty casual
One
drink
bottle of wine.
comparatively. And Kaitan also wakes up fairly early,
Does that
like
mean we
around
get
the
to
same
see your
time.
hair
as you,
colour for
so.
the first time? Are you gonna bathe while we're here?
I doubt that.
When I wake up, I'm gonna go into my little workspace and like just throw together some like herbal tea
Yeah.
for these two.
Very, very hungover.
And then I'm gonna go for a walk.
Who's just kind of sitting, like she's sitting forward going, oh, what the fuck?
And then you smell something brewing not far from you. It's been very considerately placed outside of arm's reach. Yeah. But somewhere where it was safe and secure. And you also notice something was placed next to you as well.
That's cool. It'll help with the headache
I give mine to
from the
Ben.
from the bathroom.
So there's a couple of hours. Is there anything you want to do while you're waiting for sort of everyone to rouse? Or?
Well, I wake up immediately getting that familiar feeling, so I excitedly break out my spell book and begin to craft out some new spells after reflecting on the previous day's hard-fought battle. And I start putting together some ideas before I give this.
As you do that and you're laying things out, and you go, yep, and you reach into your bag and you pull out the sort of beginner's 101 guide to alchemy that Kaitan got as a gift that you commandeered for his own safekeeping.
Just for safety.
Yeah.
I've already made a copy for myself.
Before you
Before I
sleep
went to
last
bed
night.
Yeah.
Gotta get back early.
And Skiff, is there anything you'd like to do before sort of trying to hunt down everyone else?
I'm gonna have a bath. Get clean. And yeah, have a think about that street urchin. I should have written it down.
Having a
little
bath
kid.
and being like,
Yeah. What that kid say?
do I mind if it's public? Maybe not. Cool. And we'll say that like after an hour of bit of herbal drink, you feel yourself sort of come a bit right. You're still pretty haggard, but you feel confident enough to actually stand up and move and try doing small things and bits and pieces. But we'll say sort of around 10 o'clock or thereabouts, you all convene at the Blue Water Inn. And
I'm just sitting there, I'm like, where the fuck are they?
yeah. You should add Escobar to do a scanning with the
Yeah, I was like,
yeah. And then Escobar mentions that he sees some movement sort of heading the direction of Blue Water Inn. You see Tien, Faye, and Lethe making their way back.
I'll get on Skiff and we'll get some breakfast for everyone.
And Katan's been asking you about the book.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, we've actually been running through some lessons probably.
Lately,
So I've been going
100%.
through
Just thinks she dreamed
I mean,
the
just the
conversation.
practices of applying.
100%.
Thanks, so we
So
start probably
she's
like working on a sword.
aware
Oh,
of
no,
the
just help him
conversation.
try
She
it.
just thinks it was a dream.
Just do some light enchanting on his sword, maybe.
Can I get you to make a
So she wasn't like completely
Wisdom
blackout drunk.
check.
She was just on that cusp.
Yeah.
Yes. And you, yeah.
Just a wisdom check.
And
nice.
like you hear her mutter under her
no.
breath. Oh, I'm never drinking.
So it is
She's going to
10
drink
total.
again.
Yeah, 10 total.
I've heard that before.
So as you're going through this lesson, so you've got the book. You have a copy of the book. You both have a copy of the book, and you're going through it, and you're talking to Keitan, and you're trying to get him really psyched up and engaged for this because you're like so stoked for the ability to try and apply enchanting things. You're really, really into it. And initially, Keitan's eyes light up, and he's like ready for it. But then, within the space of about 15 minutes, you find that you're trying to engage him, and he's not getting it, and it's becoming quite frustrating because you basically spend an hour continuously pouring. You get him to pour some of his sort of like energy into it and focus on it, and you've been looking at this thing for an hour, and nothing's happened. Keitan's like, is this normal? Is this what happens when you this is, I'll be honest, this is really boring.
Oh, yeah, totally. I get that.
Yeah.
And I used to think that as well. But then when you first do it, it's like a feeling, you know, like when you first do something magical.
When you do something you don't want to do and you want to stop doing it, is it the feeling?
No,
Like-
that's a different feeling. It's when
Okay.
you keep doing the thing that you don't want to do, and
Yeah.
then you do something cool.
Okay, but like,
That feeling.
yeah, I'm not getting that feeling.
I know, but that's why you
Yeah.
gotta keep going, because you don't want to do it.
Okay, yeah, I
It's like a
don't want
payout.
to though. And so you kind of like, you're having this very like diplomatic conversation about you're trying to get him to, oh, don't worry, it's cool. He's like,
No, it's fine. Here, you know, I'm gonna do some cool stuff. And
okay,
if you think it's cool and you want to learn it,
yeah.
you just.
Okay. Can we put a pin in this now though? Because I just really want to be doing something else. And he's like playing with stuff with like, and his toes tapping,
Just
and
give
he's
me a
getting
copy.
real
I'll keep it
fidgety.
safe. Or
Okay.
keep reading it. Actually, do homework. I'll make another copy if you get that one. Don't get that one.
All right, cool. Yeah, thanks. I look forward to the next. Yeah.
So do I. I hope you practice.
Mm,
I'd be
mhm,
disappointed if you
mm.
didn't.
Yep.
Your
Yep.
father would do.
And then it's things like, oh, I'm all right.
You two. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Just gonna
My
help
two
you.
dads.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, as just as that's winding up, the rest of the party make their way through the door. Faye makes her way in, fairly nonchalantly, followed by Vienna. How do you enter?
I always enter.
Yeah.
Extravagantly.
Extravagantly. The door
I say, "Good
bursts
morning!"
open. Yeah. What's
Good morning,
up?
everyone.
And then
Stratton.
and then very sheepishly, an arm goes on the side of the door, a hand goes on the side of the door, another hand goes on the side of the door, and almost like drag yourself in this lethy,
Yeah.
very slow and methodical in her movements. Yeah.
Bends down to get through the door and straightens up. And when she yells "Good morning," Leafy just goes, "Oh," and does that thing that you do when you
The
really
dry
hurt.
mouthing.
Oh, I just want some orange juice. Something not alcoholic, please.
And then as you say this, you have a very familiar voice. And you say, "Oh, good morning, girl. She's not had a good night, but right,
she
do
had
good
such a
night.
rough
You know what I
night.
mean?"
Yeah, she was at home. I didn't see her. She was at home.
Oh no, yeah.
So not a good night.
Not a good night.
Not a
yeah,
good
yes.
night.
Go down, give me all the details.
Actually, after tired.
No, that's what. So, do you guys want something to drink or eat or whatever? Because you all look like a bit tired, or some of you look more tired than others. Why, you know.
Yes, please. That would
Food.
be really
Always good.
Food?
Food.
Yeah.
And do you have anything? And she's quite like, she's doing this. She's got a real bad headache. Do you have anything to drink that is not alcoholic?
Not alcoholic?
Ale?
Yeah, I mean, we have like water and stuff. So, like, I can give you some water. Or
Just,
maybe like some water with some like fruit stuff, you know?
Yeah,
like
oh my
I can have
God,
a
that would be
lemon and I
amazing.
squeeze it. And maybe I have some herbs and stuff in there. And yeah, no, let me think about it. I'll go back and this is new territory. I like this. This is so cool. That's why I like you guys coming in. I learn something new every day. It's so fun.
whatever you do, just make it like giant, because I really need some just hydration.
Yeah, it's okay. You stand. I look after you. That's fine. So we have something to eat. Maybe some like potatoes and like a stew or something like that.
Yeah.
Would that be good? Something
Sounds
like
good.
curry,
Sounds like
some bacon. Well, it does cost a little bit extra for bacon. But all right, okay. I'll throw some bacon in for.
I'm
for
celebrating my claim.
Oh, you have a lot of money. Well, I'll figure out how much more the bacon costs later.
I said I was celebrating. I didn't say hello.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's alright. That's okay. Well, no, you guys sit down. We'll get together and then get comfortable, and I'll bring the food out later. Okay? So, you get seated in one of the larger tables, and you got a bit of time. And then after about 20 minutes, after the first 5 minutes, the stew comes out. Is I start to drink, like, would you all also wanting something that's not alcoholic? Or
no,
of
what?
course,
Of course not.
that's so
Girl.
silly. The wine for everyone. Everyone's okay with a wine.
No, I'll take water.
Water, okay, boring.
I know,
Yeah.
I rolled my eyes.
Yeah.
Just write in my journal.
I will take his wine as well
Okay.
as my wine.
Okay.
And anyone else who's not having a wine, I will take their wine.
Sounds good. I'll bring some
Vodka?
water and some wine, and don't worry,
Vodka?
I'll still do it later.
Vodka?
Sorry.
Vodka?
Vodka? Yeah, got some vodka in the back. Yeah, of course.
I'll do a shot.
Yeah, okay.
Need to
And,
wake
10
up.
o'clock in the morning.
and so about 15 minutes later, there's some like water gets placed. And there's a couple of bottles of wine and some glasses. There's a like a quart left in a liter bottle, like 250 ml of vodka that gets left on the table with some smaller glasses as well. And then like a barrel gets brought out, like a wheelbarrow. And there's like a very large sort of bowl with a smaller bowl that's next to it. There's like water, and you look into it, and there's like floating bits of like different herbs and stuff like that. And there's like 3 whole oranges which have been sliced, like, and just left in there bobbing in the top. This is that was fun, you know. I don't normally get to make this kind of stuff, but I'm thinking of making it like a thing where you come in and I mix things together, and you pay a lot of money for it.
That's
You
such a
know.
good business idea.
I know. Let me think about it. But yeah. Anyway, you enjoy your meals, enjoy your drinks. If there's anything you want, you just let me know. You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, girl.
Cool.
Drink.
Flavored water, 15
Yeah.
cents.
Yeah. And there's like hints of mint. And there's whole orange, but it's very much just water with whole orange and like mint chucked in like that. Yeah.
All right. So where are we heading to next?
Um,
I think we need to go to that abbey.
We did have
yeah,
the
to
abbey.
go
Yeah.
see Arena.
And
We
as soon as possible.
definitely need to go up to the Abbey. We probably should have gone straight away, but after yesterday, everybody needed a rest.
Yeah, I don't think we
we
should.
I
should
don't
watch
know
this
about
down
the rest
now.
of you,
As
but
soon
I
as we can.
feel
Honestly.
a whole lot better, like a little more oomph, I guess. Wait,
Yeah.
we've leveled up.
Oh.
We didn't say as much on camera, did we?
Yeah.
No.
We are level 5.
Yeah, level
We
5.
leveled up off camera.
Level 5, y'all.
guess I was.
Guys, we got invited to a dinner. We got
I
invited
Dinner.
to
I did.
a dinner. I've got the invitation here.
Have you read it yet? Or what does it say?
I haven't opened it. Honestly, I forgot about it last night.
Open it up.
I opened it up.
And on the wax seal, there's a very ornate S&B sort of symbol emblazoned on it.
I think it's from your guys' employer. Or your guys' employer person.
We have an employer?
Oh,
We put that away immediately.
Okay.
who?
Should we go back to your place? It's more private.
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
It's in that first. So we'll
Let me take
go
a
back
bottle
to
of
your
wine.
place.
Yeah.
Road wine.
Bottle of vodka.
I'll be feeding Fen my breakfast. That was certain.
Finish the breakfast and then head back to
Yeah.
Ben's place.
Get back into my small apartment.
Yeah, it's pretty
very,
cramped. Yeah.
You get back and I've rehung the curtain.
Thanks.
Badly.
Yeah,
I
badly.
pull it. No, not badly, because she's tall enough to reach the top of the window.
Yeah, but you're also hungover as fuck.
Yeah.
Barely dealt with curtains.
Like,
as well,
it's,
probably.
like
Very true.
it's a good job, but it's one of those things where it's one of those hook curtain jobs.
Oh, no,
And so, like, every third thing has been missed, and it's a bit, like, not quite the same.
It's a good job.
Just look at it. So, thanks. This is great. Anyway, your employers invited us to a dinner.
So, you saw Strahd?
No, I saw one of his huge guys.
And he handed you the letter?
Yeah, he took me into a little alleyway and gave me the invitation. I questioned it as well. I said, why are you coming to me? You already know that. But he said something about wanting to, I don't know, take my measure or something. It's very, cagey in French.
At the mention of Strahd,
You
Lucy
said the same
tenses
thing.
up and she goes, no fucking way. I'm not going anywhere near that prick. You can go.
I'm not suggesting we go.
What does it actually
Right now.
say?
What does the invitation say?
Open it up.
As you open it up, there's a blank page. There's no words on it. But as you open it up, there seems to be like it sort of hums a bit, and a bright light starts emanating off of it. And then you see an image of a smaller version of the Strahd von Zarovich that you had met some time ago. Well, I hear congratulations are in order. Word as the fly crows. I've been told that one of the problems that we were talked about has been taken care of, and well, just wanted to invite everyone along to discuss what this means and give everyone a pat on the back and a bit of an incentive going forward. Please know that while you are my guests, no harm will befall you. I'd just really like to get to meet everyone, and especially the new additions that you have. The letter will include directions on how to get to the castle. Look forward to seeing you all. I expect great things from you. Ta! There's a wee wave.
What do you think?
I think we should take 10 minutes real quick. Actually, I'll cast Detect Magic
Mm-hmm.
to see if there's any incantations left on the letter.
It's definitely a magic mouth spell in a combination with something else. And it seems to be just a loop. There's some conditions on when it plays.
Mm-hmm.
But what exactly the conditions are, you're not quite sure. Yep.
Can I close it and open it again?
Yep. Open it again, the same message plays again. Yep.
Can I look it over? Any instructions? Date, time, location?
There's no instructions, but you find if you as you're holding the paper, there seems to be sort of like a faint residue of the light that first appeared in a specific sort of corner of the page.
Okay, I'll touch that.
Nothing happens.
I take
rotate
it out
the
of.
page.
Yeah,
I'll rotate
I was
the-
going to
As
say,
you
I take
rotate
it out
it,
of
the
his
light
hands.
stays in the same place.
It's a fucking compass.
Then I will. Any indication of time? When?
There's no indication of time.
Did he tell you when?
So we're not really
Just
expected.
that we were invited, so I suppose we turn up whenever we want to.
Or when we want to?
I don't know.
It'd be easier to kill him if we're there.
We need to go to the Abbey, though.
No, we don't even-
I don't think
We're still
really
searching
should-
for something that can kill him.
Yeah. I mean, if we did go to dinner,
That's
we
gonna be an
could
issue for a lot of people. Or they've had
pretend,
like this weapon.
we could pretend we are still under his guise and the same goals and use it as a scouting mission to check out the inside of the castle.
That's true. More information. Also, what happens if we don't go?
He may get more persistent.
Or pissed.
I don't want us to seem
And
like
it
we're
might get
avoiding him.
unpleasant.
We are, after all, working for him. Supposedly.
Best to keep up pretenses until we're ready.
Are you able to do that? Are you able to play along? Something you too much?
I can try my damn best.
We're gonna
If
kill
I'm
him.
a bit.
Just not
That's
now.
the idea. Maybe not now, but he'll get what's coming to him. And look of intense anger crosses Leafy's face, and then she just goes dead neutral and she goes, I'll play along for now.
So what's our priority then? Do we go to the Abbey? Do we go for dinner? Can't do both.
Didn't the weird broad disappear from the village? We were going to check on her and then we
Arena's
got
missing.
fucking attached.
She is.
Which
She's
we've
still
brought.
missing.
And she's supposedly
Arena.
Oh,
some-
Arena.
Arena.
Yeah.
Arena's
Ah.
still
supposedly
missing.
some key to all this.
We had no idea what she is.
And she was planning to head to the Abbey.
Yeah.
She was.
She was. The intention was to go to the Abbey, but people lie.
Do we know if the Abbey's on the way?
Well,
Like,
we
from
could-
your directional thing?
So we know the direction of the Abbey, right?
Mhm.
South, what? East?
It's west.
West.
Yeah.
What direction is the Golden Light coming to? I take that.
East.
There's your answer.
East, slightly south. Yeah.
So no.
If Irena's dead, she'll be dead by now already. Should we just get. Oh. What's his face? The prick. The one who doesn't mind children dying. Well, that's most of them.
Yeah, I was
Okay, you're
say,
gonna have to
that's-
narrow this
you're
down.
narrowing it down.
Strahd.
Start.
She's much the same as me. Leafy is not very good with names.
Yeah.
She does not care. They're all just people. We might as well just deal with Strahd. Go and get paid, I guess. Take whatever we can
What
from him.
is-
We are in desperate need of funds, and if he gives us any kind of means to make it to ease our time here, then, or
What?
to make our search for whatever can help us against him.
Do we think the Abbey stuff will still be there when we're done as well? Because if it is, then we can do the dinner first.
Maybe we get more answers that way. Searching for Irina might just lead us to more questions.
True.
And
Dinner it is.
it just feels like we get more out of going to see. Okay.
Alright.
Or I'll do whatever you guys think is best.
Just so you know, what are your thoughts on Strahd?
I don't really know a lot about him except for what Ismark said on the night that I met you guys. Like, and what Rodrigo's told us. Like, he sounds like a bad guy.
He plays nice. It's disarming.
The worst ones do.
Alright. Well, it should be easy for you to act then. If you're
I
not
still,
too weirded
I
out.
still think we should go to Abbey first. And then...
You do?
Do we know how long it took to get to the Abbey?
It's like 4 or 5 hours, right?
Yes, yeah, 6 hours thereabouts. Yeah.
So it's a day lost if we go to the Abbey. Okay. Potentially.
I think it's worth going. I mean, this isn't that where the weapons went to be, or we might find something.
It was
Something
something to do with it.
The Druidy place near the Abbey.
Sorry, I'm trying to look at the
Something
thing.
else.
From
If
what
we-
information we have, it seems like we have a whole bunch of missions to do in the direction of the Abbey.
If we go to Strat's Castle, are we having to go back through Barovia?
So on the map,
Oh, yeah, there's a map.
you know that you've got the village of Barovia, and then northwest of that, in an elevated position slightly above, is Castle Ravenloft. It overlooks
So we
the
wouldn't need
village
to
of
go through
Barovia.
Barovia.
You won't need to go through Barovia. You'll need to go
We
out,
bypass it.
and then so if Barovia's here, you can get to the castle that way.
Cool. I was just thinking because, like, if we went through Barovia, we'd probably see Ismark, and the last time he saw his sister was with us, and now she's not with us, so that wouldn't be ideal. But if we don't need to go through, then it should be fine.
I don't know. Everything that old lady said was pretty spot on. I think Skiff is possibly right. Going to the Abbey may be the right thing.
She said they could help us. They were an ally.
And, I mean, there was no date or specified time on the invitation.
And the information on Strahd isn't in Strahd's castle. It's in the hands of his enemies. Enemies who are fighting each other.
I assume he's been around for a long time. I'm sure a few days won't mean anything to him.
Hope not.
He can wait. Let's just go to the fucking Abbey, do what we set out to do in the first goddamn place. Get this shit done.
We'll just keep an eye on this dot, and if it's there tomorrow, then dinner's still on.
So Abbey, dinner, kill Strahd. I'm happy with
Maybe
this
a few
plan.
more steps between the last two.
Maybe.
Yeah, ideally, that'd be
Dinner,
sweet.
some other things, and then kill
It
Strat.
sounds like a lot, but okay.
So it's gonna
That-
be
And
Put
she
the letter back in the
maybe
bag.
kind of looks down and goes, that is an awful lot of steps.
Well, we don't want to waste time then. We need to get our way.
Should we
I already
going?
had 3.
Yeah.
on to the Abbey.
don't think there is any way you'd be able to get weapons in when we go for dinner with Strahd.
I'm fine with that.
Did our cart thing get destroyed? It did, didn't it?
Our cards.
Our little
It got taken away, didn't it?
wagon. Oh
Yeah, it got taken away.
To the Abbey.
They
One
were
went
using
to
it-
Barovia.
They were using
the
it to
other one
transport Father.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Abbey then.
Abbey it is.
Okay.
I'm just gone now.
And with your with new direction, and your belly's full and hangovers somewhat
wearing
tempered,
off.
we'll probably call it that for today's episode. But we will be back very shortly.
Level 5!
Thanks again for stopping by. Level 5 Buzz, y'all. And we'll see you guys on the flip side. See you.
Thank you.